I feel like, go
fun
ahead.
fact.
Yeah.
I think I just heard the UPS truck pull up to my house.
Of course you did. Of course you did, because it's perfect.
I'm going to go check out the window, and if so, I'm going to let you fill some airtime.
All right, cool. So I'll just come right over here like this. Hello, everybody. I don't know if you're going to catch us live here or not, or maybe you're going to catch the replay. Regardless, we are happy to be chatting with you today. I'm Marcy. That's Darcy. And we're going to talk to you with the After Dark Book Club. Hi, Julia.
I was wrong.
You were wrong? All right, I'm going to bring you back in.
I don't need the FedEx truck.
All right.
I need the UPS truck.
So we haven't been on here in a hot minute. And so I was like, I titled this, what are you reading? And then Kresley Cole reread ? I mean, the crazy thing here, y'all, is so if you don't know, we plan on starting the After Dark Book Club. So that way, essentially, we were just going to air our conversations that we typically have all the time about books. But the funny thing is, throughout this year, we haven't had a whole lot of really deep conversations about books, like really deep, because we are so busy. And it's as quick as we'll read a book and we're like, read this one, don't read this one. This one's really good. What do you think of this one? Like, and they're just real quick.
Like, I've seen this on books. I've seen this on Bookstagram. I've seen this on Books Talk. Let me know. Report back.
Yeah. And so it's been a little it's just been crazy busy. So today, as we were getting ready to do another thing that we work on, we were talking a little bit about some books, and I was like, you know what, we should just jump on live. And she goes, do you want to? And I was like, sure, why not? As I'm sitting here, I decided I was just going to pull out some of my work in progress knitting, because I like to knit and crochet while I listen to audiobooks. So I was like, I'm just going to pull out some of my works in progress that are just really easy and just work on them. So that's what I'm doing. Megan Lloyd, what does Megan say? Megan says, hello. I binge read the Jennifer Armentrout series on your recommendation. It was so good. And the next one comes out soon.
Girl, okay. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, when that book comes out, I'm gone. Ain't nobody going to bother me. I'm going to put in my headphones. I'm going to charge my backup headphones.
I mean, we have got to get on here more often, because you know what? Honestly, I've talked to you before. Talking to you is like part of my balm to my soul. It's part of my sanity keeping sense. You and I, you're my girl. You're my ride or die. It's pretty awesome. So I love when we're able to sit and talk about books and different things. But I don't know. Where do you want to jump in? Honestly, we can jump in anywhere. What have you been reading?
There are a lot of books. If y'all don't know us, we like to pick series because there are less decisions to make.
Yes.
And if you have never run a business in any way, shape, form, or fashion, you might not know that decision fatigue, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
You know what my favorite flavor is? I didn't have to choose. It's a joke.
That's my favorite meal for dinner. I didn't have to make it.
I didn't have to make it. It is a very real thing in my house when Dave's like, what do you want for dinner? And I'm just like,
Yep.
And he's like, got it. And it is my favorite flavor is I didn't pick. Yeah. That's my favorite flavor. I didn't have to make a decision.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, when I've got 14 sets of fabrics and I have to decide what I'm making out of each one and who's making what, and I have to get this to Jenny and this to me, and this has to be pressed and this has to be ironed and this has to be this and this has to be that and this has to be like, at the end of the day, I don't want to make decisions.
Yeah, I hear you.
So we like a series. So if I'm not mistaken, we have Monroe.
Kresley Cole is the author, y'all. We're gonna deep dive into Kresley Cole during this show.
We're gonna deep dive into Kresley Cole here in a second.
Not yet. Don't dive in yet.
No,
but yes, we're going to.
So that's coming out. I have not read the spinoff series by Jennifer L. Armentrout that just came out about the backstory. It's ASITE.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't. I can't even think. I've seen it in so many of my groups as ASITE. I couldn't tell you the title.
Oh, here, I'll pull it up on Audible. Here, let me just pull my Audible over here. And
I haven't even downloaded it.
Girl, I am on rereads on so many things right now. Okay, so before I do share screen or anything, y'all, I guess not before, but
Milani's reading Penny Reed, and she's in the middle of beard science.
oh, I love Penny Reed. Penny Reed has my heart. No judgment on any of the book. That's part of the pinky swear of being part of After Dark Book Club. No judgment. You cannot judge what other people read at all.
I'm gonna read myself tomorrow.
So Jennifer L. Is it gonna come up? Do you see it? There it is. Shadow and Ember. No, that's what you read.
I'm gonna have to finally bite the bullet and listen to
what?
Outlander.
Oh,
I haven't done it,
girl.
Because I was like, I'm just gonna be mad if I have to wait 5-7 years for the next one.
You'll have to, yeah. That's just where it is. You have to wait so long.
Well, I mean, but they're so well researched. I get it. I get why.
Which one haven't you read?
All of them?
No. Right over. I'm looking at my.
Oh, it's the newest one. We did Brave, Wicked,
Shadow and Ember. No, we did that.
Yeah, Shadow and Ember. That's the newest one, right? Yeah.
I think I have listened to that.
That one, yeah. The Shadow. I listened to that one.
Maybe I didn't. I thought I did.
You have.
No.
Because it says download. You haven't downloaded it even.
Yeah, it says you downloaded this title.
Oh.
Yeah, I've downloaded it. I don't know if, but it doesn't say marked as finished, so I might not have read it yet.
So I have not read that. I have not read that by Jennifer L. Armentrout because I'm like,
okay.
I don't know that I'm ready. Okay, I'm just gonna be really honest because like I need the War of Two Queens, which we know is coming out. Because like that, we know that she loves a cliffhanger. Okay.
Oh yeah.
She loves a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm ready for that level of cliffhanger right now. Okay. Like, I don't know that I have that in my
you
ability.
Guys can see, like, I dove deep into Jennifer L. Armentrout. Like
so
the Harbinger series, the Wicked saga. Like, I dove deep.
So while you were doing that, I was doing Supernatural Prison.
I did those too.
Loved it. Have you done the Marriage and Murder and Engagement and Espionage?
Yeah, these are all the ones I finished reading.
Okay. See, I haven't. You've read more than me because I spent so much time dealing with. I had to do math, and I can't do math while I listen to books. It's too much. Yeah. The Violet and the Void. I loved that series. Yeah. By Ben Reed. That was super good.
These were fun. The Persephone and Hades series.
Those were fun.
I read all of these.
It was a trilogy. I was like, it's completed. No, it's not. We have to wait for the fourth one. Which will come out 2023.
Huge cliffhanger.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then the Supernatural Prison. I read those. I read these ones. The Shadow Beast Shifters. I mean, I've read quite a bit. So yeah. Anyways, we love a series. It makes it really easy. I love it when you can follow along with series.
But like, I think if I'm not mistaken, who wrote that? What is that called?
I love so many people are loving Penny Reed. I love Penny Reed. I love Penny Reed, and Penny Reed follows me on Instagram, and I love it.
I'm so jealous.
She'll comment every now and again. I'm like, I love you. I want to meet you. I just think you're amazing.
So if I'm not mistaken, hang on, I'm gonna look this up again right now. Because we read the Blade. Oh, okay, hang on. Oh, hang on. I'm wrong number. Not 4, 5. Blade and Rose. This is The Dragon King by Miranda Honfleur.
Blade and Rose. We read those.
Yeah, the Blade and Rose. And if I'm not mistaken, hang on. I'm on her actual website.
Did the new one come out? No.
It says coming summer 2021.
Huh? You know, she lives here in Indiana.
It's December. Amanda.
No, it's Miranda. Miranda. Sorry. Amanda is the narrator.
You're right. That's why.
We love Amanda Lee Cobb.
Love Amanda Lee Cobb. Amazing. So, The Dragon King Book 5 has not come out, but it's supposed to. It was supposed to come out like around this time because all of them have come out around Christmas, like around the holidays. So it was supposed to come out. I'm very interested in reading that one.
Did it come out in book format and just not audio? Because guys, we listen to audio.
No, it says coming summer 2021. I'm gonna go look. I don't know. Let's see. Blade and Rose book 6 book series. It's a great series.
Oh, here's this. I didn't know this one came out. I like the other one too, the Dark Elves of Night Bloom.
Wait, there's a what?
The Dark Elves of Night Bloom. I read that. I read the first one on that. It was really good. I didn't know
Is
the
there a
second
second one?
There is. I'm adding it to my cart right now.
Wait.
Yeah, right here. So I read this one, No Man Can Tame, because it's kind of like about it's
Bride of the Moon.
Yeah. So
That's
I just added, you guys can see I added that to my cart.
But like,
what is this?
After Queen of the Shining Sea is supposed to be the Dragon King, and it's not out yet.
Okay. So I don't know what these are. Witch at the Lake series. Might have to check those out.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good books.
I'm looking up book 5 release date on that one.
You go ahead. So I'm gonna just check here in the comments real quick. Carla says that she is reading Outlander right now. Are you reading the first Outlander, or are you reading the newest one, the Tell the Bees I'm Coming Home, I think is what it's called. I haven't started it yet because I just know I'm gonna have to wait forever for it. If you guys don't know, when the last book came out, when Moby came out, I actually interviewed the author of Outlander on my podcast when my podcast was around. So I got a chance to talk to her about a lot of things. Oh yeah, she says she's reading Go Tell the Bees I'm Gone. She's reading the new one. Oh my gosh. The new Outlander, I got lost on the conversation. Got it. All right. So Julia, Betwixt and Between by Dorinda Jones. Betwixt and Between. You want to look it up? Okay.
Yeah, I'll look
check that out.
In September, her latest update was that it wasn't ready.
Okay.
And that the book is written from 2 points of view.
Ooh.
I think I know the 2 points of view. I'm very excited about that. I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone because I don't know.
No, because it's a twist and turny book, so you can't.
It's a very twisty turny book. Yeah. It's a twisty turny series.
It is a twisty turny series. Which you guys, honestly, we got introduced to it because of the narrator. Because we follow the narrator on Facebook. We love her.
And she was like, "Read Blade and Rose. It's super good." And now we're like, "This is the best."
Yeah, we were like, "Okay, we'll read it."
And then we just got sucked in.
Yeah.
So she said her goal was early September, but she said if it's not ready, she's not gonna put it out until it's ready.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
I mean, I want it to be right because like I'm so in love with it. I can't.
Yeah.
The Vampire Knitting Club, I have all the books, but I haven't read them.
I think I have them all too, but I think
we bought them on.
Yeah, we bought those together.
Yeah. We bought them on Prime Day because Julia recommended them.
That's right. Okay.
Okay. Let me look up Betwixt and Between.
So here's the other one. Maggie is asking, Julia, have you read her other or related books? Vampire Book Club is also great. And then she did the Great Witch Baking Show, which is very fun. Interesting.
Okay, let's see. Betwixt and Between. It's a series. Love a series. The publisher summary. Divorced, desperate, and destitute, former restaurateur Defiance Dane, I guess, Dyane, finds out she's been bequeathed a house by a complete stranger. She is surprised, to say the least, and her curiosity gets the better of her. She leaves her beloved Phoenix and heads to one of the most infamous towns in America, Salem, Massachusetts. She's only there to find out why a woman she's never met would leave her house, a veritable castle that has seen better days. The lawyer assigned to the case practically begs her to take it off her hands, mostly because she's scared of it. The innate structure that, as far as Daphne can tell, has never hurt a fly. Though it does seem to come with some baggage. A pesky neighbor who wants her gone, a scruffy cat who's a bit of a jerk, and a handyman bathed in ink who could moonlight as a supermodel for GQ. Do love a tattoo hero.
Hello.
She decides to give it 3 days, and not because of the model. She feels at home in Salem, safe, but even that comes to a screeching halt when people begin knocking on her door day and night, begging her for help to locate their lost objects. Come to find out, they think she's a witch, and after a few mysterious mishaps, Daphne is beginning to wonder if they're right.
Oh, interesting.
Marlon, I should have just jumped to the end.
Okay.
You want to know who the copyright is?
Who?
Tantor Media.
We love Tantor Media.
That's
all you need to say. I just wanted to point this out. Julia says, hey, I'm waiting for more credits for that series. Julia, we feel your pain. However, I'm always getting notes, I'll use all my credits because I buy my credits up for a year, and then I use them all up. And then Audible's like, do you want to buy 3 more credits? They're only $9.97 a piece. I'm like, yes, I do. Yes. Yeah. I always want to buy more credits. Dorinda Jones. Yeah. So we got to get that.
So
That's
that
other
looks really
people.
good. Oh, they're short too, like 6 hours, 45 minutes. Like they're short.
All right. All right.
So that means like I could that's a day. I can read a 6-hour book in a day.
Yeah, that easily. Y'all need to read Kristen Ashley. I feel like I have. She's prolific and basically only writes series. Kristen Ashley. Okay, I got to look that up because I am fairly sure.
Kristen Ashley.
Kristen Ashley.
Well, these
That
look
name
cute.
so familiar. Maybe I haven't. I've seen her name a lot though. She is prolific. She has a lot out there. Ooh, which one would you recommend, Megan? She's got a lot.
She has a lot.
There's
Like
a
where to
lot.
start? Where to start?
Oh, I do have one on here. I have one. I have Colorado Mountains. Oh, okay. Hold on. The Colorado Mountain, Kristen Ashley. The Gamble. Yep, I've read this one. The Gamble, Sweet Dreams. Here, I'll come up here. I read these because they are based in a Colorado Mountain series. So I was like, oh, this is cool because I know where it is. There's one called The Gamble, The Sweet Dreams, Lady Luck and Breathe, and then Jagged, and then Kaleidoscope, and then Bounty. Yeah, I read all of those. Those are good. They're very good. They're very
Oh, they're good
interesting.
lengths too. Like it looks like they're decent lengths. I like that.
I read those. Those are good. I liked those a lot.
I like a long book too. I do.
Yeah, they're very interesting. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay, what is this one? I have the Vampire Knitting Club. What is this? And the Penny Read books are free with your Audible subscription. Hey,
yeah,
there
the
you
Penny
go.
Read books are on the like Audible Plus or whatever now. Like they used to be in the Escape package.
I love Penny Read. She self-publishes all of her stuff. I mean, you gotta love a boss babe out there.
I love a lady who's like,
I like the word boss babe, but
I love a lady who's like, oh, you don't think this will sell?
Yeah, she takes it. I love that. I think that's really fantastic. No way. Hold on. Megan says y'all need to read Kristen Ashley. She's prolific, only writes series set in Denver, Colorado, and Indiana. She sets it in Indiana too. Are you freaking kidding me?
She should be your bestie.
What are the odds of that? Like, because if y'all don't know, I'm from Denver and I moved to Indiana 2 years ago, 2+ years ago. No way. I'm gonna have to. I knew the Colorado one because obviously I read all those. I'll have to do the other. No way. That's just. I could just hear her. Way.
Yes, way,
man. Way, man. All right, so we've been reading some books. Obviously, you can see our libraries are pretty eclectic.
Yeah.
Lindsay can't share hers really. I mean, we're all over the place, right?
I mean, we've done like the Marked Men and Saints of Denver. The Saints of Denver like owns my heart. I reread when I'm having a really bad day. I just download and reread Built every time.
That's good.
Like that one I'm like,
yep. I love the Saints of Denver a lot. I love the Play and
Stage Dive.
Yeah, Stage Dive series. I love those. Really good. Those are some of my favorites.
I've got to go look at my library and see what else.
They're just I love those. So we've been reading a lot of different things.
I deep dived. Go to my library, Audible. I deep dived on something you introduced me to.
I got another one that I deep dived.
I think it was Marked Men. I think I deep dived on that author, like
Jay Crownover.
Yeah,
like she has a lot of really good ones out there.
I deep dived on Jay Crownover. Like I read Marked Men. I read Welcome to the Point, the Getaway series, Saints of Denver, and Breaking Point. I read like 6 of her series. I was just like, this is
she's an awesome author. She's out of Colorado Springs. She's pretty darn fantastic.
Yeah, she's really prolific. And there's like a new one based in Texas. I'm gonna have to read that too.
That's funny.
Goldilocks. She wrote a version of Goldilocks.
No way. We'll have to go read that. So here's somebody that I was introduced to. I'm part of a different groups on Facebook, book groups. And every now and then there'll be somebody say, what are some other of your authors that you like? Wow. And generally they give you the same sort of genre authors that you're into, right? So it was a new one to me. Her name's Amelia Hutchins.
I think I've read that. I think I've read her.
So there's the Playing with Monsters series. Here's the deal. And there's another one too. It's more Fae stuff. I really enjoyed the stories. I thought they were very interesting. There's a little raunch to them. So I'm saying that out there for people who don't want that or do want that. I just want to make sure there's a little raunch. It's a little dirty. There's a lot of cursing. None of that bothers me by any means. It's interesting. There's sort of like that alpha wholeness to it, like those asshole I just threw it out there. There it is. There's the asshole like lead hero-y people, and then there's this pretty strong female in them. I enjoyed it. There's also the Fae Chronicles. The hard part here is like not all of her books on audio yet. And I think it's because she also self-published. She is a self-published author out of the Pacific Northwest. And so she does, because audiobooks, they're expensive to produce. And so she does them as she can. So I know she has more books out there that you can actually read than there are on Audible. Okay. But I enjoyed reading through her series too. I like those a lot.
So speaking of like producing an audiobook.
Yeah.
I'm currently listening to The Kingdom of the Cursed, which is the second book in the Kingdom of the like the first book was Kingdom of Wicked. I finished that, I don't know, last night, the night before, I don't remember. And then I think I'm about 7 or 8 hours into, they're long too. They're like 24, 28 hours, something like that. And I'm like 6 or 7 hours into The Kingdom of the Cursed. I am in love with whoever produced that book. They have, it's a witch, Prince of Hell. The 7 Princes of Hell are the 7 deadly sins. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
It's set in Italy. The author is obviously Italian. The main character is Italian. They talk about food a lot, so don't listen when you're hungry. Made that mistake. But it's really well written. The world building is really good. The storytelling is fantastic, and the audio production is on point. The only other audio production that I've ever read that I think is as good, it's almost like a audio play. It's almost that good. Even though there's only one narrator, it's almost an audio play. And the only other series that I ever read that was like that was
Harry Potter.
No, I never listened to Harry Potter. I read those.
Oh, I read them too. But Jim Dale, who reads,
I know Jim Dale. Oh, I know. It's like it was
worth every single penny.
Oh, I know.
Every single penny.
I think it's called These Broken Stars. Let me check it. I read this was one of the first things I found. Yes, one of the first things I found on Audible. The series is Starbound. It's YA-ish ish because there is some spicy scenes in there. But These Broken Stars is the only other book that I can kind of compare it to audio production wise. Like there's music or like to tell you where they are. There's like a humming in the background or like something to give you like spatial recognition as well, not just audio. It's really well done. I'm really in love with it. I'm very bummed there's only two of the books out because I know it's gonna end on a cliffhanger, and I know I'm gonna be mad that I have to wait for the third.
It's the worst. I hate cliffhangers.
But like, I mean, I've really enjoyed it. It's an enemies to lovers trope. I picked it up because I kept seeing it on. Everybody was talking about it on Bookstagram, and our hero's name is Wrath.
Love a Wrath.
I love a Wrath.
If y'all haven't read J.R. Ward, you need to get up on that.
I love a Wrath. I love a Wrath. So that was why I was like, I'll read this, and it's wonderful. The narrator's amazing. Marissa Kalin, I think is how you pronounce her name. It's a mystery. Like you're putting together puzzle pieces of a mystery. So like it's not just like angry people. I mean, there's like I'm very good at a mystery. Okay, I loved mysteries when I was a kid, so I can typically like when we go to a mystery movie, I'll lean over to my husband and be like, "It's that guy," and he's like, "Nah," and I'm like, "Uh-huh," and he's like, and we get to the end, he's like, "Yeah, you called that in the first 30 seconds." I'm like, "Yeah, that's the guy." Like I'm good at him. Like I can do it sometimes in the preview. I'm like, "That's the bad guy. He's the murderer." And so like I have no idea like I knew who did it. Like I was very clear on that, like very early on. But like I don't know who's pulling the strings behind the scenes, and I don't know why it's happening. And there's some other level here that I have not figured out, and I'm here for it. But like I'm really enjoying it, and of course, like there's demons, and you know we're talking about hell here. So there's demons, and all these demons are trying to like attack her and all this stuff, and she's always like she's super feisty. She's always really mad. And things have happened to her that are not good. And so like she's experienced tragedy. And like Wrath is like, well, you don't da 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 da, and like she gets mad and he's like, oh, sorry. And like and I'm like, that's right. Angry Italian lady. Back up. Back up. And so like and like it's funny because like I don't know if you do this, but I talk to my books.
Oh yeah.
I talk to my books. And so Dave will be downstairs in the kitchen because my office is off like upstairs from the kitchen. And he'll be in the kitchen. He'll be like, angry Italian lady. Angry Italian lady. Right. And then I'll come downstairs. He's like, what you reading?
Y'all don't know. Lindsay's can be an angry Italian lady.
I am. Yes, I can. The joke in my family is that we're good at spaghetti and revenge. We're all out of spaghetti. Because like my dad's father came over to the United States from Italy. Like we still have cousins, like second cousins in Italy. We actually have my family's like Ellis Island certificates when they came in to the United States. So like even though I don't have the dark skin. Yeah, angry Italian lady. It's me.
I think you're awesome. But the book is really good.
The book is really good. I'm very excited about it. But because like I know I'm gonna have to wait. Like I don't even want to Google it, but I'm going to. Kingdom. Oh, what is the name of the series called? Kingdom of the Wicked. Okay.
I can't remember.
Because like sometimes it's called this, you know, it's named after the first book, sometimes it's called not. So let's see. Kingdom of the Wicked book 3 release date. It pops up, which makes me think. She also has another one that's called Stalking Jack the Ripper, and I bet that one's also really good. Will there be a third book? Yes. It's a trilogy. There's no release date. I hate everything.
So I finished reading the Six of Crows series because it was recommended on Book Talk.
Book Talk, whatever.
Yeah. It was decent. It's actually not a book I would recommend.
Okay.
Guys. I mean, it's not that it was bad. I guess I just don't see all the hype. I mean, when they were talking about Kaz being like this big book boyfriend and stuff, and I'm like, no, not even a little bit. Nope. Like I just didn't find it. It was an interesting story. It reminded me of like Ocean's 11. Something along those lines. Like it was here's the task, and then here's this crew of people who come together to get this task, but then you know what I mean? That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
So it was okay. But one of our favorite authors who has been like on hiatus for like 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years. We don't know
why. Not
why.
really sure what happened. None of my business. I'm not asking what happened. Something happened where she just had to walk away for a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if it's personal. I don't know if it's I don't know. But she's back. And the book we've all been waiting for years is coming out in January. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I guarantee you, Robert Petkoff is doing the audio because I think that's
I will riot.
I think that's a big surprise that they're trying to talk about in the group, like because they've kind of.
Okay, I'm sorry. That is the sound of Immortals After Dark.
That is the Immortals After Dark. He is.
How is it that one person, one dude, just one guy, can make me understand that Lachlan, Bowen, and McCreeve are having a conversation? I can tell you who it is.
Yep, he's amazing.
One dude.
He's so good.
Oh my god, so good.
So Kresley Cole is the author. If you've never read her before, she's amazing.
You love her.
She's actually like she was the author that I mentioned to Darcy of like okay, you guys, I mean, come on, who's with me here? You meet somebody, you're like, oh, you like to read books. And you know
Like,
what kind
what
of
do you
books,
like to read?
yeah, and you know what kind of books you like to read, but they're a little spicy. You aren't really sure if somebody else would like those kind of books. You're like, all right, well, let's see. And so
Well,
she's
because
like, oh yeah,
the first book recommendation you ever gave me was A Discovery of Witches.
because it's amazing.
And like to be
Amazing.
okay, so like the series, it's turned into a show.
Yes.
Um,
Which is
we
good.
don't have a subscription to whatever it's on that it airs on in the
Sundance.
United States, but it's now all free on Amazon. And Dave was like, "That's Christmas Day. We're not getting off the couch." And I was like,
You know what?
"Really
And
good."
it's good. You just got to remember it's a different medium than the books.
No,
but
and I
it's
do.
good.
I do. I think
Yep.
they did. We binged season 1 in one day.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I like how they've done it, but like even because Dave really got into it, like we listened to those together. We listened to those together multiple times.
They're
So,
so
like,
good.
But then I finished the third one of those, and I messaged Marcy, and I was like, "I'm in a book hole. Now what?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, here's a series that I think you might like." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." Like, what is it? And she goes, "Oh, it's the Immortals After Dark." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds good." She goes, "But you want to skip this one and start here." And I was like, "Okay, like I believe you. That last series was fantastic." Right? So I download the book. I didn't even read the description. I was like, I trust Marcy. And I just download the book. I'm like, worst case scenario, I hate it. I get my credit back. Not a big deal.
I mean, by like chapter 2 or 3, like you're in it. You're like, it's that kind of
chapter
book.
1, boo. It is well, there's like a prologue. So like
Yeah,
chapter 1, and like at this time, I did not have headphones. Okay, I did not have headphones. I was listening to this on my Bose speaker, wirelessly in my office.
That's hilarious.
And like, of course, my sewing machine is not quiet. Okay, so like, I am running my industrial sewing machine like, right? So this thing is up. Okay, the volume is up.
I just reread it, so I know exactly what it said.
Like, I remember I'm sewing along and I'm sewing along and I'm sewing along and I'm like, oh wow, okay. Like, that's intense. He's intense. He's intense. Okay. La 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 la. Wow. Not what I was expecting.
Not Discovery of Witches. Not Discovery of Witches.
And I was like, okay, I'm in. Like, it didn't faze me. I was fine with it. Like, it didn't bother me. I was just like, wow, that jumped right in there. Okay.
They jumped right in.
Which was not like, that wasn't what I was expecting. Doesn't bother me. I was like, we're in it now. And then it probably took me another 12, got like headphone, right? So I'm still listening because like my phone, like my headphone jack didn't work. My Bluetooth was spotty. So like, I was like, it's gonna be on an audio. I'm listening to my audiobook on my, and it'd be so funny because again, I told you my kitchen's like right below here. Dave would walk by and be like, wow, okay. I'm like, don't judge me. Don't judge me. And then he got me headphones because he's like, surely you should probably be wearing ear protection when you're running your sewing machine. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's probably true. So, but like, that was how I started that series. And then I was like, and I didn't read any of the descriptions at all. When I finished that one, I just downloaded the next one. And so like, I was like dying to know what happened next. And I was like, what do you mean it's a different character?
Right? But the world building is so good. And
the world building is
you imagine what her like map of everything is? It's gotta be intense. It is so good, you guys. Okay, there's like what, 17, 14, 15 books? I gotta look it up now.
Monroe is 20.
Oh my gosh.
Monroe is, I think, 20 or 19.
And they all collaborate together. It's just so good.
So like, as a person who studied literature, okay, I studied literature. I have a literature degree, okay? I paid a lot of money for it that I don't use. Except for this. Right. Let's see. 18 or 18. So Monroe is 19.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because 18 didn't come out in audiobook.
Yeah, which is
sad.
I'm not going to talk about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It just makes me mad. It's fine. So like, there are things that she sets up in book 1.
Yes.
That she references in book 5 that come to fruition in book 12.
Yes.
So like the level, like, I mean, do I love a spicy book? Yes, I do. But I want to be real clear. I am in this now because I'm like, I got to see how it ends.
Yes.
Like, and there's a certain point of it where like, I have to know if I'm right about Nyx. I have to know if I'm right. And I'm pretty sure I'm right. Like, we all agree.
It has to be. It has to
Has
be.
to be.
Has
But
to
the
be.
latest theory, I don't know if you saw this, the latest theory about Bertil. Did you see that one?
No. Do we spoil it or do we not? You have to tell me. Tell me.
I'm good. Okay. So the latest
Earmuffs.
theory.
Earmuffs, if you don't want to hear it, come back in just a couple seconds.
Spoilers ahead.
Yes.
Spoilers ahead. So the latest theory is that Nyx's mate, we all agree who he is. I'm not going to say his name is a major spoiler, but the latest theory that I read in the group was that he's actually Bertil and that he comes and visits her. And that's why things are getting lined up.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
Because I know you're reading Conrad right now, and remember when you meet you see what I'm talking about? I'm not going to ruin it right now, but like you're rereading Conrad, and he's do you see what I'm saying though? Like,
yes.
Because if he's
yes. Yes.
When I read that, I was like,
that's good.
So,
and then Fury, I think I know who Fury's mate is. Like,
oh, I don't.
You do.
I do?
I think you do. I'm gonna text you because I don't want to spoil it. I'm gonna text you on Messenger. Okay.
Oh, I saw it pop up. This is just a link to the StreamYard. I'm like,
did it pop up?
Oh, yes. You're right. It is. Ding, ding, ding.
I swear that's who it is.
Yes.
And
we've discussed that before.
Yes.
All
right. So the name of the series. So I guess we should say this. So, guys, this is the Immortals After Dark by Kresley Cole. You can start with book 1 if you want.
I have never read book 1. I have not missed anything.
The Warlord Once Forever is book number 1, and it's about Mist and Nikolai. You don't have to read it. You can jump to the second one, which is the one that I tell everybody that I refer this series to jump to.
Yeah, that's where I started.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I can never remember what the name. Oh, the hunger like no other.
The hunger like no other.
So start off with the hunger like no other. Earphones. Wear earphones.
Do not listen near young children.
Yeah, just go with it. It's so good. So here's the deal. So Kresley Cole went away. She's been gone. This book called her newest one that's coming out. It's called Monroe. Monroe has been in this book cliffhanger forever. So like you
forever.
Forever. Like you find out this thing that's happening with Monroe and it leaves you with the cliffhanger in McCreeve, right? In book
which is book, let's be clear. That is book 14.
That's book 14.
That's book 14.
And so that came out
waiting on 19. That's 5 books.
Yeah,
it's 5 books.
Okay, so McCreeve came out in 2013. So Monroe has been in this like limbo since 2013. We've been dying to find out what happens to him. So here it is. She's back. She's back on social media, like with there's people who are representing her, and she's got a Facebook group, which she's in there, but she's not commenting, but she's in there. Like the person who's like her aide is the one who's running the group. And she's like, look, Kresley is in here, try and be kind, which I'm going to go on a side note here. We're going to go on a little tangent here for a second. If you are ever part of a fandom or a group, or maybe you like a knitwear designer or maybe a seamstress or anything like that, and you're in their group, be kind. Like, just remember those people are in those groups too, and they're reading what you're writing. So if you wouldn't say it in their house, at their dinner table, or to their face, shut up. Don't say it. And definitely don't overuse the word disappointed, because you know what? The word disappointed is a huge triggering word to people who are like me, who are major people pleasers. Like the minute my parents ever told me they were disappointed in me, I was gut-wrenched. So
my parents, if they grounded me, I was like, okay. If my dad was like, we need to talk, kiddo, I was like, okay. He's like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I was like, oh,
yeah, kills me. So when people flippantly use that term, I'm so disappointed that blah, 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 blah. And I'm just, guys, I shut off. So, and I'm not the only one that does that. So I'm just giving you a heads up. You got to remember when you're in these groups, you're in people's homes. It's their online home. Be respectful.
Yeah.
And if you can't be respectful, shut up or get out. That's Marcy talking to you. That's where it's way I freaking feel. Just laying it out there. That's right. I said shut up. Shut up. Put your keyboard away, walk away, do whatever you need to do, but don't leave that comment. And you don't need to say goodbye when you're going to leave a group. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Just go. Bye-bye. See you later. Okay.
Yeah,
there you go. Anyways, so Kresley has this group now, and she has a lovely lady in there who's running it. And
I think her name's Naomi.
Yeah, I think it's Naomi. Kresley's in there. She's reading the things. So many people are super excited that Monroe's
coming out. I cannot wait.
Right? So excited. So excited. Like, I joined the group immediately because I was part of it.
I didn't know it was there, and I was like, yes.
Because they posted the first day they posted about it in like the Kresley Cole fan club. I was like, sign me up. So
yeah, and they sent me an invite, and they were like, you need to answer these questions. So like, how did you find out about what's your favorite Kresley Cole series? IAD. What's your favorite book? McCreeve.
Yep. Mine was Lothair. Lothair is my favorite. Lothair. Mr. Lothair.
I really can't pick. I love
Lothair.
And like, can we just take a second? I need Thad's story.
Yes. Mr. Lothair.
You know why? Because I need him to constantly be saying, Mr. Lothair, I just need it in my life.
He's going to be the mate of the other Phantom.
Yes, absolutely 100%. Yes. Because his sister is made of the other one.
The Dark Fae. The Dark Fae.
The Dark Fae. Because his sister, yes.
It's gotta happen.
It's absolutely happening. Yes. 1,000%. But I love Thad. I love Thad.
I love it.
And like, I'm interested because like, so Dave and I went to go get like ice cream. I had a very stressful week. There was a day where I literally, all I did was babysit a newsletter list. And that's not what I need to be doing right now. I have a lot of things to be doing. That is not on the list. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm going to get a lot of nasty emails at the end of the day. Like, I was genuinely worried that it was going to go poorly. Okay. That's the reality of where I was at. And it went really well. And so Dave was like, let's go get ice cream. And I'm like, yes. So we're sitting in line because we have a drive-through Baskin Robbins in my town because we're fancy. And so so we get our ice cream, we're heading home. And Dave's like, what are you reading? Because I'm always reading something. And I tell him about the Kingdom of the Cursed, Kingdom of the Wicked that I'm reading. And he's like, oh, that sounds really good. That makes sense why you're talking about the angry Italian lady. I get it now. I'm like, yes. And he's like, did I dream that Kresley Cole's back? I'm like, no, you didn't dream that. That's back. That's happening. The whole thing because when I got into these books with Marley, we were traveling a whole bunch to go to trade shows. And so I remember I was in the middle of Kadion's book. I don't remember the name of the book, but I was in the middle of Kadion's book.
Oh, that's a good book too.
I'm in the middle of Kadion's book and we get in the car and he's like, what are we listening to? I'm like, you don't get a vote. I have to know what happens. And he's like, okay, like I'll listen to it with you. Like, and he's up for anything. My husband loves to read, so he's up for just about anything. It's great. Mm-hmm. So I bring him up to speed on what's happening. I'm like, if you have a question, you pause the book, you ask the question, you do not talk over the book. And he's like, check. So we listened to Kadion and he's like,
book 6.
This is good.
Dark Desires After Dusk, the book that number 6.
And then, so we listened to that one on the way to the event. On the way back from the event, we listened to Rydstrom's story. And then, like, we'd be in the car running errands or doing whatever, and I would just play whatever book I had, right? Just listen to snippets of almost all of them and can talk about all the characters. So we're standing in the kitchen having an entire conversation about Monroe, the book that's about to come out, and, like, my theories, because I have theories. And I have very specific theories that seem to be accurate based on previous experiences in IAD. And I hope I'm right. I really want to be right. I really want to be right. I'm gonna be really sad if I'm wrong, but I'm sure it'll be better. Even if I'm wrong, it'll be better than what I thought it was. That's the reality because it's Kresley Cole. But like we're having an entire conversation about it, and Dave's favorite character is the Dacian, Trahan. I'm not sure how to say it. He loves the Dacian because he's like he doesn't give any F's. Like he gives no F's. He shows up, he does the thing, he leaves. He shows up, he wins, he leaves. He shows up, he wins, he leaves. And I'm like, same.
He's pretty awesome.
I do love him.
They're so good. Here's the thing, guys. So we talked about it that each story is about a different character, but your other characters are still in there.
Yeah,
because it's the world that they're all
the characters. Like in the book that you're reading, you're on. You said you're on Conrad, right?
Yeah, I'm on Conrad.
Okay, so she's on Conrad. So that's like book 4, book 5, somewhere in there.
I think it's book 5.
Can you tell we've listened to these books a few times?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, it's book 5 because the next book is Cadian.
Okay. Oh,
I know. Very excited.
I love him. Okay, sorry. So Conrad, his character, their situation is very tied to another character situation. Like if you hadn't met these characters, you don't get a good outcome here. So like she's had to figure out these characters have to meet in this order and do this in this order to make this happen. So like I'm really wondering. So like spoilers ahead.
Yeah.
Spoilers ahead. Earmuffs if you don't want to hear this. Spoilers ahead. I think in book 1, at the end of book 1, what they name her, remember what Nyx gives her the name of? Mm-hmm. She's of the 3.
Yes.
Right? I think she will be crucial in Monroe.
Okay. I could see that.
Because who is her mate? Think that through. I'm trying to spoil it as little as possible for people who haven't read it. So who's her mate? And that means that he would be a very strong alpha, and we know that. And we also know where Monroe is because of that freaking teaser. That was brutal. I was in pain. Like I remember I was like, oh, I have to know what happens. I'm going to download that next. And then I was like, what do you mean it's not Monroe? What do you mean? And then I just kept reading and I texted you, I'm like, Monroe.
Yeah, where's Monroe? What happened to Monroe? But she had to build the, we already said spoilers. She had to build the Morior because they were coming in.
Yeah, she had to build the Morior because without the and that's what I'm telling you is like, but do the Morior right?
I don't know. The whole series, because you think about it, even in the book I'm in right now, the person who's helping the heroine in the book I'm in right now, you had to be introduced to her a book before so that she can help this one.
Wait, how old was she? How old was she being Monroe? I have questions. This could be a big deal.
Oh, I don't know. But she said she had to wait till she was 50.
I thought she had to wait until she was 27.
No, she says 50. She says 50 years. So she asks Naomi if she can wait 50 years.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But then we also have, so we really haven't been introduced to the
bad guys in Monroe.
Right. What's their name? I can't think of their name.
I can't think of their name.
Warlocks. The Warlocks. We haven't been introduced to the Warlocks very much. Like they're sporadic as they come in. So it'll be interesting to see how their interaction is with.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't be there if the goddess of accessions didn't want them there.
Right. They have to be there for some reason. Like, what's their purpose?
And I don't think that it's just Monroe. I don't. Well, I think it has to do with the character that's about to help the characters in the book that you're reading.
Well, and then you have the alpha, like the primordial Likey. He doesn't have a mate yet, right? I don't know. It's very exciting. So all of this is to say, we've been reading all these books. We're in the middle. I'm in the middle of a reread because.
So I'm finished. I'm going to finish the book that I'm reading, and then I'm rereading them so that I am just about finished with all of them that they are out when Monroe When Monroe drops, like, don't talk to me. I'm
and
reading.
when we're gonna have to be on here to talk about it. So y'all better just get it right when we do and be ready to chat because
like start reading now.
Start
reading now. You want to
you will not be disappointed. They're so good.
Very good. So I started with A Want Like No Other. Is that what it's called?
A Hunger Like No Other.
A Hunger Like No Other. I started with book 2. I loved it. I don't feel like I missed anything. They don't really the characters from Warlord Once Forever don't even really make another appearance until book like 11 or 14. Like,
well, no,
and then it's passing.
No, they're in book 2 because that's Sebastian's story. So they're in book 2.
No, they're not in book 2. Book 2 is Lachlan's story. They're in book 3. Sebastian's 3.
I didn't mean 2. I'm sorry. I meant 3.
Okay.
So they're in
3 and
they're in 5 also because they're connected. Nikolai is connected to Roth. Like they're the Roth brothers.
The Roth brothers.
So they're there.
Like, other than that, it hasn't been like I haven't missed anything about their
I think when if you and it's not that it's a bad story, y'all can read it if you want to. Like the Nikolai and Mrs. story is a good story. It's just I was like, just jump into this. You're gonna love this. So and as you go through, it's very compelling. You're gonna love her wit, her humor. She writes so well. And if you listen to the audiobooks, guys, Robert Petkoff is great. The way he delivers a line, like a funny line or whatever, is so good. Like I was reading the one that was the first one, Hunger Like No Other, when Lachlan is like shaking Nyx and she's like, wee! And I can just totally envision it, because he's like, where is she? And she's like, wee! And it just cracks me up. So it's like, I don't know. They're good books. I totally highly recommend. Easy reads. They're fun.
They're easy. They're fun. They're available in like mass market paperbacks, so you don't have to spend a fortune if you need to buy them. Like if your library doesn't have them.
I don't know if that's true right now, actually, because they were not at Barnes and Noble at all. This totally speculation on my part. I wonder if she's publishing on her own now. Like I wonder
if that she is, because I saw in the group someone said that she wouldn't have the rights to a book that she wrote until like 2025.
Okay. So whatever it is, I have a feeling that her other books, for whatever reason, I couldn't find them at Barnes and Noble. You might be able to get them online. I'm not sure. The audiobooks are still out there. She has got some other series out there too. If you guys are interested, there's a young adult series called the Arcana Chronicles. Completely interesting. So different. I like them a lot, like a lot. The last one of that one's coming out soon too, and I'm totally team death. I'm like totally team death.
But I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen, and I'm really upset.
Yeah, we've talked about this too. We'll have to talk about that in another one. Yeah, that's a different thing. I mean, and I like Jack too, but I mean, I'm team death.
Team death, hard all the way. So they do. It looks like they do. It's available online. It looks like the series is available online.
Okay.
Well, if you have an e-reader, all of them are available on Nook. It looks like for like $2 or $3.
Okay, good, perfect. So yeah, so the Arcana Chronicles series is a young adult series. It's completely interesting. It's a different book that I've ever read before because it's about the tarot. And they're actual tarot characters in the book. Like, it's very interesting.
It's a very interesting take on tarot. It got me to research tarot. I didn't know anything about it. And like, I've looked into it so I could understand it a little bit better. And like, it's very the way she did it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I liked it. So I've read that. I've also read, there's more of an adult series that she has called The Professional.
I have not read that one.
I read it. It wasn't bad. I mean, it's steamy. So be ready for that. Like it's very professional steamy side. And not that, it's just go for it. The Game Maker, I've read those. I've read all of her books. I love her books. They're really good. So yeah, Kresley Cole. So that's kind of like where we were kind of talking is, what should we talk about? Because we've been reading a whole bunch of stuff. We don't want to like deep dive into all of it, but we did want to talk about Kresley Cole because that is one we know we're going to be reading. If y'all wanted to read along with us, you could. again, we never have any promises of when we're going to get on here. We're just going to get on here just when we can.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take control of my work schedule a little bit better so that I get a little bit more free time. Just for things like that. Like, just like I'm sitting here, I'm going to have this hat done in no time, just sitting here chatting with you guys, which is a big deal. It's just a plain Jane hat. Just want to, you know, sit and chat, but I love it. I'm curious how many of you out here, I think the kids just got home. How many of you out here have read Kresley Cole before, or have you heard about her before? Like all of that good stuff. I'm very excited about Monroe. I hope it checks all the marks. Like
it's going to check all the marks. Like, here's my thought. I think she's had it written for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was ready to be published when my theory, this is complete theory. This is my opinion. I am not, and I don't care if it's right or wrong. I'm going to just go ahead and say that. When she wrote the book that's not available on Audible, Seduction's Kiss, or is that what it's called?
I think that's what it is.
I think that her publisher dropped her because they didn't like that it was controversial.
That's interesting.
And I think she's been in a legal battle to get the rights to AID. And so she didn't turn in Monroe so that she could continue to keep that, at least continue it for her audience. I think she's had Monroe finished for years. And I think she's been embroiled in a legal battle to try to keep the rights to her own IP. And that is a very long, very horrible, very long process, I'm sure, and expensive.
And you can't talk about it.
No. So, and here's the thing. I hope that's what it is, because there's a lot of conjecture that she had cancer or some sort of disease. Or
I hope that wasn't it.
Tragedy. And I would much rather her have to fight like the big bad publisher, and that had just cost her a lot of money, but she's okay. Like, I would, even though that's a terrible thing, I would rather that be the thing than like some life-threatening disease. Yeah. And that's my theory, because I think, because we heard nothing, here's a release date.
Yeah.
Does it make, like, it wasn't like coming soon, she's writing it. It was like total silence. Boom. We're going back to it. Like, and it's not just Monroe. We've got the last of the Arcana Chronicles. We've got this coming. So I wouldn't be surprised if like it's Monroe, Arcana, Monroe, and then IAD. Like,
oh my gosh, I'll be so excited if like she's been writing for 5 years and just kind of has them all lined up, ready to go. Like, how great will that be? I'll be so happy. I will just be like loving it. Oh, here we go. So Yeedy Rodriguez, Kresley Cole has been recommended, but just bought the first 2 books. I love the fact you're going to read them for the first time and enjoy them for the first time. Like,
this is another thing that Marcy and I do. So one of the things is, like, let's say I recommended the series Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas to Marley.
Go get it if you have not. It's fantastic. Stick through all of them. It is a huge world building. Like,
ignore the cover art. The cover art is amazing.
It is amazing.
The cover art makes it look like it's going to be terrible, and it's fantastic. In fact, that was what someone said to me to get me to read it. Ignore the cover art. The story's amazing. She was right. So I recommended Throne of Glass to Marley after she recommended AID to me. And Marley was like, okay, I'll read. I was like, just ignore the cover art. It's really good. So like, while I'm live texting her, like, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened, she's live texting me about her book. So it's great because you get to experience reading it for the first time again through your friends.
You know what? I remember reading Throne of Glass, and I was at Stitches Midwest, and I was shopping at the grocery store for food in the room. And I was standing in front of the cracker aisle for like 5 minutes because I'm listening to it. And I was just standing there listening and just like zoning out because I was trying to collect and build in my mind's eye what was happening. And a lady came by and she was like, honey, are you all right? Like, oh, yes, I'm good. Thank you very much. I'm good, But I was just like, where you pick stuff off the shelf and you slowly put it into your cart because you're listening to what's going on. And I was like, because it's a really good, and I'm jumping all over the place. You can tell where she grew as an author from the first book to the last book. And it's just really good. Like, it's such a good series. That's such a good series.
So like, I love that series. I love Sarah J. Maas. Obviously we know that. I love her. But it was so fun because you'd message me and you were like, oh, she has got to go. And I'm like, just wait. You're like, unpopular opinion, don't like so-and-so. I'm like, same. Or like, I don't remember what I was reading the other day. Oh, was it the Supernatural Prison? I don't remember. I think it was a Supernatural Prison. I texted Marla, I'm like, so and so needs to die. Bloody.
No, you were talking about Persephone's mom.
Oh,
Demeter.
Need to die.
Needs to die. You know what else is? Hold on, I just lost my train of thought. Lost my train of thought. Hold on. Oh, you made me read Throne of Glass because you were like, I got it. You were like, I don't know. A lot of people I can recommend this series to because it's one of those that you just aren't really sure if people are gonna like it. And there's a cliffhanger and she ends it, and I need somebody else to be there where I am. And I got there because it was right before Tower of Dawn came out. And I was like,
I waited a year.
And I was like, what is this? Because then Tower of Dawn came out and it didn't answer the cliffhanger. And I was like, what the hell did you do to me? Friends don't do that to friends, Darcy.
Hey, misery loves company. I ain't gonna live here by myself.
But then the minute Kingdom of Ash came out, I was like, I am in. I'm so in.
Oh, when Kingdom of Ash came out, like I cried so hard. Hard.
Like, you are invested.
And not even about the main character. It wasn't even about the main character.
But I did cry at the main character, like, especially with the audiobook when she was just like begging, just take it off, just take it off, just take it off, just take it off. I mean, just, oh my gosh, it's just gut wrenching. Just take it off. Just take it off.
So yeah, that's another series. But yeah, it's nice to like recommend, like, oh, I read this series, I'm gonna recommend it to Marla or Marcy, so that like, because then he'll live text me like, oh, this is not okay. Like, what is this? Or like maybe someone plays a nasty joke on you.
It's the best thing ever. It's the best thing ever.
I was standing in the kitchen eating my dinner over the sink one night without my headphones in. Like, let's be clear. I eat my dinner over the sink occasionally with headphones in because I'm like, nope, I gotta know. I'm eating my dinner over the sink. And so Dave is like, oh, she's listening to her book. And he comes in, he's like, hey, babe. And he's like, are you not in your ears? I'm like, no, I'm not in my ears. And he's like, why not? And I'm like, I can't. And he's like, why not? And I was like, so Marley texted me something that's a spoiler in the book that I'm in, and she texted me before I got to this part, and now I'm really upset because I don't want this to happen, and now I know it's coming, so now I'm trying to avoid it. And Dave was like, oh, sweetie. I'm like, my favorite character's gonna die. And he's like, Marley spoiled that? I was like, yes.
But guys, you gotta understand, like, I spoiled it on purpose. Like, I wrote it and I paused a heartbeat knowing that she read it, and then I did the whole like remove message that I was like, oops, you didn't see that, did you? She's like, yeah, I did. I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. Because I couldn't help myself, Liz. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And so then Dave's like, just go pull the Band-Aid off. Go, babe. You can do it, right? So then I come like plundering down the stairs, and I was like, she lied. And Dave was like, who lied? And I was like, Marcy lied. She lied. And he's like, so your favorite character didn't die? I'm like, no, he did. He did die. And he's like, how'd she lie? And I was like, he didn't die forever. But like, I remember texting you. I was like, that was mean. I hate you. I hate you. That was mean. I love you. Or something like that. It was like 3 texts right in a row. And it was like, I hate you. Book. I love you.
Yeah. You know, what are you going to do? But yeah, I mean, just like what you said, though, recommending a book to somebody and having them go through that first read experience again is exciting because you're just like, yes. I mean, I did something very similar to my mom, too, when she was reading Outlander. Like, I told her the main character died and she sobbed. Like, I was with her. I was in the car with her. And she just broke down, just sobbing. And she was like, why would she do that? Why would she? It was crazy. I was like, whoa. So,
not going to lie, I have that feeling about several things in Crescent City, but that's
It's a whole nother Sarah J.
A
Maas
whole
book.
nother Sarah J. It's a whole nother, that's a whole different, that's a whole conversation onto itself.
Yep, absolutely.
Because the second
Absolutely.
of that, I think, is supposed to come out really soon too.
Yeah. We need to just, I've already pre-ordered it. I've pre-ordered like everything because I'm just like, I gotta have it.
Yeah, like
You know,
I've been pre-ordering everything.
so here's the crazy thing. So I love J.R. Ward and the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, but I
Yeah.
have not been able to get into really the last 3 books. Like
Which three?
I gotta go read them, or I gotta go look it up. The last 3 books, I'll pull them up, and like I can't even tell you what they were about because I just didn't get into them, which is just not normal. Like normally I'm
I
so into
love
those
them because
books.
they're read by Jim Frangione. I love Jim Frangione.
I like Jim Frangione. I do like Jim Frangione. Lover Unveiled, book 19. I haven't even read it. It says I read it. I don't remember reading it.
Hang on.
It says I read it and I don't remember reading it. I do remember reading Dearest Ivy.
I haven't read Lover Unveiled. I've read Sinner. I liked Sinner.
It says I have a minute left in that. I don't remember reading it. I don't remember reading The Savior. I mean, so I have not.
Wait, you haven't read Savior?
No. Nope.
Wait,
Book 17.
Wait, let me make sure I'm thinking it's the right thing. You haven't
Murders.
read Murder Story?
No. Mm-mm. I can't get into it. I don't know what's going on. I just can't get into it.
It's
And
so good. I cried so
know.
hard.
Like the last book I remember really getting into was when it was The Beast. Because
The Beast is a while back.
That was book 14. Yeah, book 14. I remember reading The Beast because I love Rage. Like I love Rage and Mary. I love Rage and Mary.
Mm-hmm.
I remember reading that, and I love the story about the little girl that they got. Like I love that. I never really got into the Kings of Bourbon or the Bourbon Kings. Never got into it.
I didn't.
I tried.
Well, I never read the half books. I don't.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about a half book.
The Black Dagger Legacy books, I've read those. They were all right. I don't know.
Think I've read
I don't know what my deal is. I read Score's book with The Chosen. I did read that. I liked that because
I liked Score. Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah, because basically, but like that's the thing is 18, 19, and 20 are scoresmen.
And so I haven't read those.
So because like Sinner's the turning point. Remember in is it the Angel series that she does?
The Davina comes in?
Yeah, Davina. So there's a major twist in Sinner where Davina comes in and she's the new baddie.
Okay, I figured that was coming. It felt like that was
it happens. It happens in 18. It happens in 18 and it happens to our favorite cop.
Oh, really? Really?
Yes.
And
yeah. Like it's slow to start. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really slow start.
I haven't been able to read them, which it's killing me because I love the way she writes, but for some reason I just can't get into them.
Because Sinner is really good. I haven't read Lover Unveiled or Lover Arisen. I haven't read either of those. Oh, the Lover Arisen I don't think it's come out. Oh, it's due in 22, so it hasn't come out.
What's Unveiled?
Like I haven't read Lover Unveiled.
I don't know.
Savage.
He's a new character.
Yes, so Savage is one of Scoresmen.
Because I follow J.R. Ward on Facebook and stuff, and like I like her. Like I watch her lives and stuff when she does lives, and I think she's amazing. I think she's incredibly talented, but for whatever reason, I have not been able to get into the last few books, and it's frustrating to me because I want to. I like her books. I think she writes really well.
I would say like after The Chosen, it was a little bit harder after The Chosen, but I liked all of them. I think they just gets like. I think part of the problem is she explains like the bad guys every time and she explains like over and over again. And that gets very tiring to someone who's like binging the series. Like if it was something that I read, if I read them as they came out every other year or whatever, I think that would be a different thing. But because I read like 20 books in 3 weeks, I think that's part of the problem is that I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I know they smell like baby powder. I got it.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So Kalani says that she's the same way. I love Black Dagger Brotherhood, but I think I'm 4 or 5. That's where I am. I
I
just feel
really
like
liked Sinner. I really liked Sinner. I liked Sin a lot.
Deb, you are our people.
Yes, Deb is our people. I liked Sinner a lot. If you could skip several and go to, you're fine. Like, I think as long as you've read, let me see. As long as you've read, let me look at them real quick. King, Shadows, Beast, Chosen, Thief.
I have not. I mean, I think Chosen's the last one I read. The
Okay,
Thief?
so you could.
I've read Sola. I've read Solas. I read The Thief.
You read The Thief. Okay, I liked The Thief a lot. I really liked her a lot. Savior, I really liked it. It's a murder story. I cried.
Yeah.
I
I
cried.
cried in a lot of her stories. There was one of her first books. Oh my gosh. It was one of the first books that I just sobbed in. I can't remember. It was oh, well, I cried in Lover Reborn. I cried in Lover Avenged, Lover Unleashed, Dark
Oh,
Lover, Lover Eternal.
those were all brutal.
Hold on. Lover Awake, Zadist, book 3, Zadist.
Hang on, let me go back and look at
Lover Awakened, Zadist and Bella. Sobbed. And then the one after that, is Lover Unbound after that, or Lover Revealed
is after that.
Okay, so that's Butch. Lover Unbound, is that the one where it's Zadis's brother? He becomes the
that's Unbound.
No, this is Vicious. Story. Unbound is Vicious. So after Vicious, that's Zadis' brother story. I can't think of what his name is right now. Lover Enshrined.
Fury. Is it Fury?
No. Is it Fury?
Enshrined is Fury.
Yeah. Okay. So Fury. I cried in that one too because I felt like I just sobbed. There's a lot of these. I just cried, like just heart, big old tears.
Man,
big old tears.
John Matthew.
Oh my gosh, that one just killed me. But I loved Lover at Last. I loved it so much. That was Quinn and Blaine's story.
Yes.
I loved that very much. Like at the end of John Matthew's story, when Quinn like looks at him and he's just like, it's our time sort of thing. I was like, yes. I was just very happy about that. The Fallen Angels stories. Now I read those on Audi, or I read those. And I remember them sitting on my nightstand for weeks at a time as I was going through reading those, because it just took forever for me to get through them. I enjoyed the stories. I enjoyed the story. And that's where Davina is introduced, because that's what the whole thing is about. But I struggled through those so much. And I don't know why. It's not like I thought the writing was poor. That wasn't it. It was just something about like I'd read enough and I'm like, all right, I got to put this down for a couple of days. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, they were heavy. They were really heavy books. Like, not like weight of the book itself, but like of the physical book, but like there was just a lot in it.
There's a lot of topics. There's a lot.
There's a lot of topics that are not necessarily like happy-go-lucky things.
Like I would need palate cleansers.
Yeah.
After a J.R. Ward book, I need a palate cleanser for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I wanted to read Crooked Kingdom. I haven't read that one yet. It shows up that I finished it. I must have had it just running it at night when oh no, yes I did. Crooked Kingdom. That was the second one of Six of Crows. I did read that.
Okay.
Never mind. I did read that.
There's another one called Crooked Kingdom that's not Six of Crows. I think. Maybe not.
I told you that. It's not what I wanted. What's this one here? Dragon Blood. Lindsay Baroker. Omnibus.
It just means it's multiple books in one.
Okay. So it says, book 1 through 3
in that one book.
Yeah. So I have that one I wanted to try and read. You can tell when my mom or my husband gets on here to buy books. Like there's my mom's my mom's buying like religious books and my husband's buying self-help success books. And then mine are all like the sexy smutty books. Like it's
Like when
kind
people
of
ask me
funny.
what I like to read, I'm like, I just want to be really clear. I have enough reality in my life. I read fantasy smut.
That's where I am. That's what I tell everybody. I'm like,
I have
I
enough
want to
reality in my
escape.
life. I don't need any more reality. I don't need anybody to help
Yeah.
me. I just want to escape my life,
I
okay?
just want to
I want
escape.
to believe I want to believe that I could magically be swept away, that my
Yeah.
husband is magically going to turn into a dragon one day and everything's going to be better.
I love it. I love it all. So anyways, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I am rereading the Kresley Cole books. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on that. If you've read the books, if you're going to read the books, what's your favorite book? What's your favorite? All those things. If you leave a comment in the video description, not the video description, below the video description, leave a comment down there. If you like this video, like us just chit-chatting and hanging out with us, maybe you're knitting, maybe you're crocheting, maybe you're sewing, maybe you're painting, maybe you're drawing. Quilting, who knows? I don't care. Just hang out, chat with us, share your thoughts. We would love to know. Smash that like button and we'll be back as soon as we can. We're going to go read some books.
I'm probably gonna finish Kingdom. If I'm not mistaken, let me look. I'm gonna see what I have here as a timer. Oh, I only have 9 hours left on my
Oh
book.
yeah. You bust
So,
that out. You got that till the end of the day. You got that.
right?
You're good to
I'll
go.
probably finish that tonight. If I don't finish it tonight, because like I have to do math or answer emails or something, then I'll finish it tomorrow. And then I'm starting over with A Hunger Like No Other. I'm going right back
You're
into
gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Yeah, I'm right in the big old sexy part of the book I'm on. So
I know where you're at. You told me where you
I'm
were.
excited to jump in with it. It'll be fun. All right, everybody. That's it for me. I'm Marcy. That's
And I'm
Darcy.
Darcy.
Why am I